Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today because what we're heading into is not going to be a recession. It's going to be much worse. And I am back at the Shelby Museum. We were invited back. They say there's a bunch more cars here to look at, and I'm going to walk through and experience this with you guys. And before I do, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join the email list below. And if you want more exclusive content, there is Patreon, and you can sign up for that below. First things first, Peter Schiff has been doing the interview circuit lately, and I hope to have him on my show soon as well. But Peter came out and just said, what we're experiencing is going to be an epic collapse. And the problem with it is that it's not going to be a recession. It's going to be much, much worse. As far as the productivity, as far as the fact that we produce nothing in this country right now, and these politicians don't get that. These politicians want to pontificate and talk about changing different, budgets, raising credit lines. They just talked about raising the debt ceiling, by another $1.5 trillion. I mean, it's ridiculous, okay? And all it's going to do is keep us deeper in debt, have our great grandkids that we will never meet be paying this off. And pathetic, guys, absolutely pathetic. But what Mr. Schiff is talking about is that the productivity and the production of this country is a huge problem. Inflation is destroying everything. The supply chain mess that still never got worked on is a problem. Now, then there's Christine Lagarde, who is the, troll of the European Central Bank. And I need a name for her, but, Christine Lagarde, with the white hair and, Mistress Evil, I don't know what you want to call her, but she was sitting there talking, about, inflation and got caught in lies. And there's a great article talking about there are three types of lies, damned lies, and then statistics. The problem with the statistics right now of what we're going through is that you cannot deny the numbers of everything. You can't deny the housing problem. You can't deny the inflation problem. You can't deny the banking problem. You cannot deny everything that's going on in our society right now. And this woman is sitting there talking about how, don't worry, it's not really that big of a problem. We're going to get the inflation down to 2%, and then we're going to change the number to coincide with the different European and worldwide central banks. Wait a second. Do you actually believe that inflation is going to ever get to 2% anytime soon? Oh, yeah, Dan, it's heading in that direction. I get people that write that, but man, this is nuts. This is absolutely insane to think that it's going to just get better. Okay? So again, does that fall under damn lies or statistics? The thing about this is the statistics are ridiculous right now. When you look at how bad things are globally, and it's one thing if you had regions that had problems, that's one thing. Then people can fix that. They can give them money. They can work on their infrastructure, things like that. This is a global shutdown. It's a global problem, okay? You're seeing a recession in freight. You're seeing a recession in pullback in shipping, okay? Well, if things aren't being put from one place to the next, you have nothing. You have no economy. You have no growth. Oh, look at this old thing. Isn't that beautiful? You have none of this stuff, guys. And the problem with it is they don't want to look at that right now. So, make inflation any number you want. Who cares right now? They were trying to ban natural gas in Berkeley, California. There's also half a dozen other regions that want to ban natural gas because it's so awful. We've had so many problems with it. Wink, wink, okay? It's ridiculous. Well, this is crazy, okay? And my late girlfriend, you guys know I've talked about her in the past, was a law professor. And decisions like this, she would explain to me in great detail, but this was overturned. The Berkeley law was overturned. They say it was unconstitutional and that as a matter of law, you cannot ban natural gas, okay? You know who did that? The Ninth Circuit, which is the most liberal circuit that there is. And, my leftist girlfriend, God love her, she argued in front of the Ninth Circuit once and was basically a fan of theirs, okay? Well, these guys shut down the ban on natural gas. So thank God they did that because I mean, it's absolutely crazy to think about banning natural gas and now it's a problem. Think about this. If you have electricity, okay, we've all experienced a power outage. When was the last time you experienced a gas outage? Okay, seriously. You know what I mean? It's kind of ridiculous when you think about it. So, this is the beginning of this, okay? And the thing about this is that if it's illegal, how do you ban something, okay? How do you make it so people can't, cook? They can't heat their homes. I mean, the expense of heating your house with just electricity, you guys have used those electric heaters. I have them in my home. Plug it in. It might as well be a slot machine taking your money, spinning and stealing from you when those things are on. They're awful, and all they do is take money, 1,500 watts, blasting out. It's horrible, okay? So just a matter of time until, hopefully it gets all shut down and we can keep our natural gas. So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Now, for a lot of people around the country, tax day just happened. And if you didn't file your extension, you've got 60 days to file your taxes without the penalty. How about this? Do you know what the penalty is if you don't file your taxes? If you file them late and it's considered late, the minimum penalty for everybody, doesn't matter how much money you make, $435 plus interest if you owe anything. It's a lot of money, guys. That's a heavy late fee. You want to return that book, okay? You know what I mean? Library, $435 is a lot of money. So, anyways, you have an extra 2 months to file your taxes without paying the $435. You're going to owe the interest on anything late, but that is crazy, guys. Okay, $435 for the fee. One thing I've always wanted to show you guys was the botanical gardens at the Bellagio. It is stunning. So I can't walk through there and film, my normal way because of all the music and everything they're blasting there. So I thought I would film it silently and then walk through and do some news stories for you. Did you guys see the SpaceX rocket yesterday? If you can watch the full video, because it's only, about 4 minutes long, it's stunning. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And to see this thing spin out of control and explode and then have them say it was a success. No, it's not a success. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. You decide. But man, was it spectacular to watch. The Biden administration is doing something insane when it comes to home buying. Remember Drayton from last video talking about home buying season in the spring. As of May 1st, they want to penalize people with good credit. If you have good credit, you could pay, if you have a over 680 credit score, which is a lot of people out there buying a home, you're going to pay at least $40 more a month with a mortgage of $400,000. Now, it's not that big of a mortgage, so you're going to have a lot of people pay more. It's anticipated it's going to be about $200 alone if you've got good credit. This is Looneyville, guys. This is insanity for people getting penalized for having good credit. There's that. Next thing is home buying has gone down for 12 of the last 13 months, guys. It is crazy. It is off. The National Board of Realtors has anticipated that we're going to see about 4.4 million homes sold this year, and it's going to be completely off. But what Drayton was talking about was the home buying season, spring to summer, before kids go back to school, and then all hell is going to break loose. There's that. Next thing is there was an emergency alert broadcast announcement at 4:45 in the morning in Florida yesterday that freaked everybody out. So there was that. But here's something alarming. Electric car companies want to get rid of AM radio. And you can say, I don't even listen to AM radio, Dan. Well, here's why that's important. That's where those emergency alert broadcast things go, is through AM radio. So you can't make this stuff up, guys. Share your thoughts on all this stuff. I hope you guys like this place. It was really cool to look at. The one thing that you have to admire about this place is being here on a weekday and seeing everything being worked on. I mean, this is just so cool. I mean, there are dozens and dozens of cars being worked on right now. And man, as far as this is free, guys, to walk in this place. I mean, if you're a motorhead, it's just absolutely stunning. Now, one thing that was pointed out to me today, which was really nice, was they, have raffles and they give away these cars here. And think about this, okay? Different automobiles, and I'll try to get you guys the link for this. And what they do is they build these really cool cars, different colors, different themes, and donate 100% of the proceeds from the raffle to children's charities. How cool is that? See, you're going to do something, you want to do something big, do things like that. We talk about different things with raising money, whether you want to raise money for a cause. My friend with her, cat placement charity, which seems, people go, how ridiculous is that? No, they just did an event and raised thousands of dollars to help feed these cats, place these cats, medical attention, everything with these cats. And it works. Sponsorship is huge. And I'm always telling you, you guys have a small community, you got your homeowner association, you want to raise money, have sponsors for those events. But you want to do something big, give away something. There are wealthy people that can donate different prizes, TVs, trips, things of value, tools, bikes, cars, whatever, and give that away. Okay? Look at your local municipalities and make sure it's legal and all that stuff and follow all the rules. But what a cool thing to do to give stuff away like this and make money for your cause, for your charity, or to help underprivileged people. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. But the fact that they give away a Shelby, how cool, who wouldn't want that? Hey guys, let's talk about our new sponsor, My Patriot Supply. People have asked me about prepping. People have asked me about food storage, food supply, and My Patriot Supply is a emergency food company, and I have got the best deal for you. I worked out a tremendous deal with this company. We can get a 3-month supply of food at a completely reduced price. Plus, they will give you a portable water filtration system that can be moved from your home office, wherever you'd like, and that's included when you buy a 3-month supply. Take a look at this, 2,000 calories a day. It's absolutely fantastic. The food is great. I've tried it, and it's really good. So take a look at foodwithdan.com to get a discounted emergency food supply for you. They've got everything from 3 months on out. But guys, if something serious happened and you really needed it, you need to have food storage and food supplies in case of an emergency. Go check out foodwithdan.com, and I think you'll be happy with My Patriot Supply. One thing that we've talked about in the past are class action lawsuits, settlements, and things like that. You should constantly check out unclaimed.org to see if you have any money coming from your state, if there's been anything, any closed bank accounts, anything that you may have in the past, any heirs, anything that of where somebody may have passed away. Always check that. But there's a new one, Facebook. Facebook just settled their privacy claims, and basically anybody who's ever been on Facebook, I guess, is eligible to get this money. So the link is below on how you get this, but it's $725 million are given back. So yeah, you may only get 50 bucks or 100 or whatever it's going to be, but basically it's saying everybody, if you read this, everybody who basically used Facebook, their privacy rights were given away and were abused and violated and everything like that without admitting guilt. They did this allegedly, whatever. It's ridiculous, but go after the Facebook money. So the other thing is Google. Think about this, okay? Could you ever hurt one of these large companies? Sure. Let me give you an example of how Google, their parent company, Alphabet, lost $55 billion in one day. One day. There was a rumor that Samsung, the phone company, hey, you know what? We're going to switch our search program from Google to Bing on all the new Samsung phones. They lost $55 billion in market value in one day as a result of that potential change. Okay? Crazy, guys. And again, you go on your phone, you search for things. That's what they're talking about. And, I wonder if I have more iPhone users or Android, what you guys are into out there. A lot of privacy things that you should look at as far as making sure your phone is safe, because they are doing everything, the thieves are, that get access to your data, stealing your phone, making it so you can never get your photos again. Always back things up. Have a backup for your backup. That's what I always recommend for people. And it sounds ridiculous, but think about your kids' photos. Think about when my kids were young, my son playing baseball, all the videos I took. All that stuff is priceless to me. Now, I don't have video sharing websites, so it's kind of a little easier for me, but all that stuff is important. You guys have it backed up, so you've got to have that. But do you think it's a big deal if they go from Google to Bing? People, I'm telling you, people are adamant about their iPhones. You mentioned iPhone over Android, and people love their iPhone or they love the Android. They hate Apple, they don't, whatever. But this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out and what's going to happen in the future. Next thing is bank deposits right now. The banks are starting to realize that they're having problems getting people to put money to sit in an account. Now, if you watch this channel, you should have $10 in your bank account and put money in to pay bills, and that's it. That's as far as I'm concerned. Have it earning money someplace else. Get paid. You have to have a bank. You got to pay the Netflix bill. You got to pay your rent, your electric bill, write checks, debit cards, whatever. But the days of what they call easy deposits are over, because these banks are not paying the interest. When was the last time you earned interest on your checking account? There's stuff out there that does it, but these smaller independent banks right now are, they're feeling it, and they say, hey, we want your money. We're going to pay 4.5%. After what Apple did yesterday, talking about how they're going to have 4.15%. It's crazy. That's the beginning of something crazy when you start to see this. And to remind you guys of something, remember about 15 years ago when Walmart wanted to be their own bank and everybody scoffed at them and they just got shot down? Well, think about this. Apple Card, Apple, savings account. How is that not a bank? So share your thoughts on this stuff. But the days of easy money are over. We are seeing nothing but problems. You are seeing Bank of America that made a ton of money and announced their earnings, but they're saying feeding off the carcass of the small banks. So the small banks, to stay in business, want your money. Again, when you go to a bank, ask questions. I like credit unions. I like smaller banks because you can walk in there and say, what's the position of this bank? Where are we at? If they give you an ounce of grief, if you're putting just a few $1,000s in that bank, that is something they should be very proud of, answering. And I've had a lot of people send me this stuff over the last few months since everything went south at the beginning of March. So, let me know what you think about this stuff so far. And do you care about Google, switching, or excuse me, Samsung switching away from Google and going to Bing? Is that a big deal for you? All this talk about cars brings up something that's happening here in the fall. In Las Vegas, they're going to have an F1 race here, and it is going to be huge. It's going to be people from around the world coming to the strip. They're going to build grandstands. They have seat packages, all this lunacy that you can buy right now, and it's outrageously priced. But Caesar's Palace is ripping down one of their iconic statues to make way for grandstands right now, spending $200,000 to rip down a statue that's been here for like 50 years. I mean, it's nuts. So crazy. Okay. Patrick Carroll of Carroll Commercial Real Estate stepped forward. He said, we have huge problems coming with commercial real estate that cannot be ignored. Have you guys noticed that there's a theme with all my videos? And that is that once you start talking about a subject, whether it's banking, whether it's real estate, whether it's commercial real estate, you kind of run into trends where all of a sudden it's unavoidable. Well, it's bank security, it's banks closing, I mean, things like this. But Mr. Carroll stepping forward and saying that this is off is a huge problem. Now, more real estate news. Open Door is a big real estate company, and they're laying off 560 people from their company. 22% of the company is done in their mortgage division because mortgage applications have dropped another 10%, and nobody wants to refinance their house. And that's the thing. It is dead. It's just absolutely finished. Now, after our video yesterday and talking about real estate wholesaling and going through that and that professional, it was amazing to sit there and think about how life happens. People die, people get sick, people get job transfers, people get divorced, people have things that come up that they have to sell their home. And, Drayton A, I mean, this guy is, at the top of his game, but he's also a professional that I really like because the guy's no nonsense and the guy really cuts to the chase. But as I get older, and as we were sitting around talking about family members and death and different health issues with all of us, it brought up a good point about there is something that's become more and more popular on titles of houses called TOD, transfer on death. I am telling you guys, I don't care what your net worth is. People sit there and go, oh, my wife and I, we just have a small savings and we got our house. You guys need to look at things and get help from professionals constantly so that you know what the right thing is going to be. And if you can minimize probate, if you can minimize lawyers, if you can minimize shenanigans, make sure you have beneficiaries on all your checking account, savings account, stock portfolios, everything. Okay? Make sure that you have a will, at least a will. A trust is 10 times better, but there is a thing called TOD, transfer on death, for property that avoids probate. I am not giving you financial advice, but I'm telling you to look at things like this, because without this, all you're doing is hurting yourself, hurting your family. People die at the worst times, okay? They die when they least expect it. Not everybody plans out their death and, John lived to 95 and it was great. It doesn't work that way. Things happen suddenly and then they're in real trouble, okay? A friend of mine told me about, a couple. He's the breadwinner. She doesn't know what she's going to do because he now has Alzheimer's, and it's gotten so progressively worse so fast that she has no idea. She has no idea where all the bank accounts are at. How about that? Okay? And he was not a deceptive guy. It was anything like that. It's that, we didn't talk about it because he was going to live forever. No. Okay? Get some advice, guys. Get some advice now before it's too late. Plan now before it's too late. Okay? One thing I absolutely get a kick out of here is the knowledge of everybody that works here. But the upgrades that people get, that it's nothing to spend 150 grand. But look at this. Once you buy your car, you can get a die-cast model of the car that you had made for 8,000 bucks. 8,000 bucks. So how many would you guys like? Let me know. I'm going to finish this video with these last couple stories. And the first one is South Florida, guys. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and parts of West Palm Beach have no gas. Okay? So you need to prep for stuff like that. And I want to end this video with this car right here. You need to prep and make sure that you have access to things like fuel, a little extra gas. Think about this. The storm that they had last week knocked out power, knocked out fuel supplies. They can't get things delivered, but they anticipate that 59% of the gas stations in that area are without gas right now. Okay? That's awful. Okay, I want to show you this car. Okay? Oh, take a look at the gold car. Isn't that cool? I'm like, oh, that's a nice wrap. No, that's plated in gold, guys. The gold that surrounds this car is worth $500,000. Do you guys have a chisel that you could lend me? And I can bring you guys. Anyways, $500,000 just on the gold package on that. Is that lunacy? Okay, and you could touch it. Okay. Final story. Something we've talked about for the last year and a half is shrinkflation. Well, now, it's people are sending me pictures. People are sending me, the cracker boxes of Triscuits that are half full. It's happening. It's happening now to all the different snack foods. Doritos. It's happening to Twinkies. Everything's getting smaller. Girl Scout cookies got smaller this year. Everything is smaller, and you're paying more for it, if not the same for it. That's the shrinkflation. Stagflation is here, okay? We've got high unemployment, you've got low demand and high inflation. That's stagflation. That's here. You mix it with shrinkflation, it's a ripoff, okay? You come to Vegas, you stay in the hotel. Do you want your room cleaned? You're going to charge me for that now? Oh, no. But if you don't want it cleaned, we won't clean your room. Who would say that, okay? I'm like a 12-year-old boy when I travel. I'd make a mess and you come back at the end of the day and the room's clean. It's fantastic, okay? So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And again, if you guys have any stories, hello at iAllegedly.com. And onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon.